20 years ago, a friend invited me to sit at his table at a banquet for Release Ministries, and I had no idea how that was going to change my life.
Release Ministries has always done a wonderful job of recruiting volunteers. I think they do a great job of vetting them. The people that show up tend to stay a while.
I remember when Brian was just a scared, lonely, frightened young man.
I got off a year early of probation. I started navigating through life, and I started a security company, and I just kind of been doing security ever since.
And to see him over the years transition to the point that now he's a responsible, mature young adult who is actually working closely with various agencies in the city and the OPD and Omaha 360, and volunteering of his own time and giving of himself to try to keep other young men from having to go down the same path he went down.
My name is Becky Swanberg, and I was a house parent with Release Ministries for 6 years.
My name is Bobby Betzel. I was a chaplain at DCYC.
I'm Jerry Kelly, and I have been a Bible study leader, a mentor, and a board member for Release Ministries.
So when you're in the middle of it, obviously, of working with teens or, growing trees, you sort of feel like I don't see any progress. Nothing's changing. I am working and slaving and doing this thing that's so hard, and it doesn't feel like it really makes a difference. And that's one of the difficulties, I think, of working with people is letting them grow at their own rate, letting them grow and change on their own timetable.
My approach to security is a lot different than a regular security company because I use what I learned from the streets, and use my ability and what I know to stop gun violence and everywhere I serve. So I became attacking the community for serving as a violence interrupter.
Free is really being your true, authentic self.
Freedom to me means to express myself and not even have an ounce of fear that someone is watching me and casting judgment.
No anxieties. No obligations hanging over your head. No constraints on your life.
So when a kid is free, they are able to make mistakes without judgment. They are able to try new things, explore new opportunities. They're able to be vulnerable with other people. And they're able to take responsibility for their actions because they recognize that people make mistakes and that they're not going to be judged and harassed for making those mistakes.
30 years ago, I was one of the first mentees. And 30 years later, I'm a mentor.
Staying in the house just opens so many doors for you that you didn't even know existed.
It still feels like home coming to a reunion.
Some of my best support systems when I am getting stressed out or just need to talk to someone or just need someone to listen.
I would still go back to that group home if I had a chance.
I stay in touch with Jay and Christina more than I do my own parents. So they're definitely in for the long run, whether they like it or not. So.
We put a lot of labor into it in the early days. We did a lot of things that were innovative and creative and laid a lot of foundations.
You could look back and realize, oh, okay. I could see what they're talking about when they said, no, you probably shouldn't be doing that, or, you probably really needed to take a look at this in your life or whatever.
Still get invited over for holidays.
There's a huge need to fatherless children.
The comment as a foster parent that we'd always hear from people is I would get too attached, and I would tell people, that's the point. These kids deserve someone who's willing to get too attached for them, even if it means that they do have to leave your home and you're in pain and you're hurting and you're heartbroken. It was worth it for that child to feel truly attached to you in the meantime. And so really it's about the kids. There's children who need someone to step in and love them.
Yep.
And it's an honor to be able to do that.
Well, since we started completely over, it's gotten a lot better, right, Bill? I mean, We have our own house, car. I mean, that might not be the best stuff, but we have it. Kids have food, clothes.
We don't fight anymore.
All 3 kids are home. We're doing great, and I've got a stronger relationship with my kids than I ever did before. The trust is just, you know, completely there. I don't have any more secrets from them.
I haven't seen a hard drug in 25 years.
Put a lot of sweat and tears into what we were doing. And for a while after I resigned in 2008, there was a time where I thought I didn't accomplish anything.
That I'm moving forward to becoming the person that people, like particularly the ones at Release, knew I could be.
He's been showing his love to me as a man, revealing that type of love I feel for my 3 sons. He's like, son, that's how I feel about you too. What a good God. They didn't just need us, I needed them. Incredible.
I wouldn't be involved with my caseworker any longer, and they had become friends, and they helped me. They helped me to become a better person, and I will never, ever forget that.
Well, I just want to say thank you
Oh, thank you.
for everything you guys did and for our kids.
I just want to say thank you, guys.
I just want to say thank you for making me a better me.
I'd like to say a big thank you to Pam Durham and Dan Durham. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am today. I'd probably be in a ditch somewhere.
Thank you for not giving up on me and actually pushing me to do the right thing. They were like my second parents, and I love them for that.
Just little seeds are getting planted in you that eventually, it might not happen right away, but it will eventually grow.
You will be different people on the other side of this.
When violence happens in neighborhoods now, the law enforcement officers and certain community leaders that reach out and want me to get in front of it to stop the wars. So that's kind of what I do now.
I could have never imagined that the ministry would be serving the community in some of the areas that they are, and that ironically went well beyond the group homes, now into the foster care and the various social programs that the ministry is doing now.
I mean, I thought, okay, we'd probably get a good 5-10 year run at this thing, and then it'll fizzle out.
With the benefit of hindsight 2020, I can see how they were the natural growth and byproduct of what started years ago.
It's just been a real privilege to watch the growth of this organization. I've told so many people that that work in the juvenile justice system, you know, if you ever have an opportunity to place a kid at a Release Ministries home, or to have a mentor from Release Ministries work with this child, don't hesitate. You're not going to provide a better opportunity for these young people.
Not only would I recommend Release, but I have many times. You know, hearing people ask, oh, we're thinking about getting into foster care, who would you recommend? I've just over and over shared that Release is so supportive.
Yeah.
They will be with you every step of the way. And the people who work for Release, they are passionate about what they do. They're not just there for a paycheck, and it really, really shows.
Right.
They want to support you.
I'm incredibly proud of the work that we do. I'm proud of the hearts of the people that work for this organization and how they strive every day in the hardest circumstances you can imagine to bring Jesus to people who may never see him otherwise.
We care about the individual families and about the individuals in those families, that they really can be safe and together and healthy and free.
Freedom was what when Bill walked in and saw the youth in shackles, he said, this should not be that way. Kids should not be in shackles, kids should be free. So from the very beginning, we knew that, but we just didn't know the path that it took to get to freedom. Now that we do, it's safe, together, healthy, and free.